Hello everyone and welcome to the Senior Pep Rally for all athletes. We have a lot of seniors to get through tonight, so if we can have all senior athletes and their faculty escorts, please line up over by the girls' locker room if you're not already over. The seniors were told to pick their most impactful faculty member to escort them today is of their parents. First off, we have Samara Charlier, Ava Jordan being escorted by Mr. Hansen. Rose Harris being escorted by Mr. Druga. Next up, we have Sean Gates being escorted by Miss Lewandowski. Next up, we have Remy Frazier and Riley Rick Sanders being escorted by Mr. Grove. Now we have Corey Phillips being escorted by Miss Wells. Next we have Martina White, Becky Pleska, and Deidre Klosser being escorted by Mr. Mashuda. Next, we have Miss Dangle escorting Josh Kerr. Now we have George Fisher being escorted by Mr. Tropek. Miss Pusatary. Next, we have Mr. Roth escorting Parker Centipede. Now we have Mason Dorowski being escorted by Senora. Next, we have Nina Casagranda and Julia Smith being escorted by Fabe. Next, we have Anna Poyer and Caitlin Meeks being escorted by Mr. Taylor. Now we have Brody Kuchar being escorted by Zori. Now we have Rudy Brown being escorted by Trainer Sam. Next we have Zach Schrockman being escorted by Miss Mullis. Now we have Aiden States being escorted by Mr. Bidge. Now we have Kaden Petro being escorted by Mrs. Dezugin. Next we have Ryan Murray being escorted by Mr. Vigilante. Next we have G. Cox being escorted by Miss Miller. Finally, we have Angelina Torres being escorted by Mrs. Wiggins. Now escorts may retake their positions wherever they were. We're going to play a game with the seniors now, and for this game we ask parents to send in funny or embarrassing stories of their senior. Whenever the senior hears the story that they have, please sit down. Ready? First up, when this senior was younger, they loved to go on car rides and get a treat on the way home. Their favorite treat to get was at McDonald's, where they would always order a hot day sundae, which actually was a hot fudge sundae. The senior would always giggle when their mom would go through the drive-thru and order it just that way. One hot day sundae, please. It's a cheerleader. Next up, when this senior's whole extended family was out to dinner at Max and Irma's for Mother's Day, they were given a lemon wedge by their uncle. The senior threw up everywhere. This next senior would crawl into their dog's cage before school because they thought their dog would miss them too much. They also wanted to get a therapy animal vest to put on the dog so that they could take it to school with them. When this senior was about 4 years old, they let their sister put their hair extensions in their hair, and they looked like Joe Dirt. Next, this senior went to a haunted house with their friend. But before the senior left for the haunted house, they put on their friend's little sister's pull-up in case they got too scared. This is a cheerleader. Next, this senior was a toddler. They would collect ladybugs to bring inside to play with. Their parents learned to check their pockets and shake them out before bringing them back into the house. This senior's embarrassing moment is when they went to get their haircut with their pap. The senior decided to get a buzz cut. They ended up with little to no hair. After the haircut, they went to the movie theaters, and the theater offered them a free ticket because they thought the senior was a cancer patient. This senior thought seahorses weren't real until recently. They thought they were a mystical creature like a mermaid. When this senior was little, their parents couldn't find them during a thunderstorm. After searching, their parents found them in a dog box lying with the dog because the dog was scared of the storm. The senior and the dog were eating Cheerios together. When this senior was 11, the day before they left for a beach camping trip, they were running down the stairs with 4 steps left. They decided to jump the rest of the way down and ended up landing on the sorry game piece that was left on the floor. The game piece went through their foot and they had to go to the ER to get it removed. They ended up with the limp the whole vacation. When this senior was around 6 years old, they recruited 2 of their younger cousins to start in a synchronized swimming band called the Sizzle Sisters. They made up routines and performed all summer long, covering songs from their favorite shows. They even changed their names to Raven, Buttercup, and Bubbles. This senior made a video titled Audition for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that captured them attempting to land a running front flip in their front yard. Needless to say, they didn't land the flip and made them flat on their back. When the senior was about 4 years old, they were at a family reunion in the state park. Not long after they finished eating, this senior's grandma noticed they were missing. After what seemed like forever, they found the senior at the family reunion at the next pavilion over. The senior said they went over to see if the other family had better food. This senior, a few years ago, was sleepwalking when they took a shower, threw the clothes that they were wearing in the toilet, and woke up naked in the bed the next day. When this senior was younger, they would always try on their aunt's shoes. They had a huge pile of shoes, and their aunt said, "I think you better stop, or you're going to have a project on your hands." This senior looked at their hands and said, "I don't have a project on my hands." They were totally confused and were teased about it for a long time after that. When this senior was about 3, they would pretend to be a cat and bathe themselves like a cat. They would do this at their sister's dance lessons so that their sister would get embarrassed. This senior spent a lot of time in timeout when they were younger. It would be for kicking, calling their mother the crankiest woman in Burgettstown, admitting to stealing their brother's juice, etc. This senior would try to get into timeout when it was bedtime. However, one time they tried escaping their punishment by fake falling down the steps. After faking the fall, the senior declared, "Help, I fell and broke my heart. Now I can't love anyone anymore." When this senior was little, they would go to the pool in their backyard with their pool dolphin floaty and would yell, "We are in the wild and I'm going to tame the wild beast." It's a band member. When this senior was 7, they woke up in the middle of the night jumping and screaming that there were lions in their bed. They even claimed that one had chased them out of their room. Obviously, they were half asleep and it was a dream, but they were convinced. When this senior was in kindergarten, their teacher pulled their mom aside at open house and seemed kind of upset. The teacher explained that the senior wasn't answering or interacting with the teacher's questions when she called on them in class. The senior's mom was very shocked because they did not usually act like that. The mom asked the senior why they were not answering the teacher, and the senior explained that the teacher was calling them a weird name. It turns out that the senior was just used to their nickname and not their real name.
When this senior's mom was pregnant with their younger sister, this senior was so excited. One day, this senior was holding up a flashlight to their mom's stomach to see if they could see the baby. At that same moment, that senior told their mom they didn't want the baby anymore and asked for their mom to return it. This senior loved the Cars movies so much that they slept with Lightning McQueen and Doc Hudson Matchbox cars every single night. This senior had a hard time pronouncing their T's when they were little. Their grandma brought them to church and brought them toys to keep them occupied. When the church was in its quietest moment, this senior yelled "monster truck," which sounded a lot more like monster F-bomb. When this senior was in kindergarten, they wore a pair of their mom's jean shorts to school because that's what their dad put out for them. It wouldn't have been too bad except the rear end was covered with rhinestones. It's a cross-country member. When this senior was about 7, their mom walked into the kitchen to find that they had dragged a chair over and was sitting on the counter with an empty cup in their hand. This senior was sitting next to their fish tank, which had the cover open and the water was very cloudy. This mom had to keep them laughing because this senior had a horrified look on their face. This senior had poured milk into the fish tank because they thought the fish were thirsty.
When this senior was little, they went fishing with their pap and dad. When this senior went to cast a line, they accidentally let go, and their SpongeBob fishing pole went flying into the pond. They had to get a boat to get it out of the water. This senior was so embarrassed they wouldn't quit crying for the rest of the trip. When this senior was younger, they were in the middle of playing a soccer game. All of a sudden, they stopped running mid-play, put out their arms, and yelled at the top of their lungs at everyone to please stop right now. Immediately, everyone on both teams rushed out to field worried that the senior was hurt. However, the senior bent down with cupped hands, picked up a butterfly from the grass at their feet, walked over to the sidelines and released the butterfly. The senior then continued the soccer game. When this senior was on vacation at 7 years old, they didn't like to walk. They would throw themselves on the ground and scream, "I'm not walking no more." Their mom got tired of carrying them around, so she went out and bought them the umbrella stroller. When this senior was about 4 years old, they had a green fuzzy blanket that they would pull the fuzz off and eat.
Let's hear it for the class of 2024!
All the seniors to get into 2 lines facing each other for head, shoulders, and palm. For this game, we will call out head, shoulders, knees, and then when we say palm, the first person to grab the palm wins, and the loser has to go sit down and is out of the game. Two straight lines facing each other. Even lines. If everyone's ready, put your hand up. If you're ready for the game, put your hand up. Okay, so I'm going to start off slow. Head, shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, head, shoulders, head, shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, knees, shoulders, palms. Okay, if you lost, please go sit back down. And then make 2 even lines again. Is everyone ready? Head, shoulders, knees, head, knees, head, knees, shoulders,